Welcome back to the channel. Here we go again, episode 6 of our Transport Fever journey. And last episode, you can see we bought these beautiful planes and set up a beautiful passenger network throughout many of our cities. But this episode, we need to now start expanding some of our production chains and updating them as well. So we have cars that can go up to 60 kilometers, and we have towns requesting more goods. So the goal for this episode will be to upgrade our roads, our cars. We're going to get tools online out of San Bernardino, because we're going to be expanding there soon as well, and get those tools up into our cargo network to get shipped around everywhere, and also get the roads upgraded and kind of all of our cars updated to 1942. So we're gonna get started right away, and we're gonna come down here towards San Bernardino. So we have quite a few logs right here, and we have a sawmill that we are going to take down here. We'll ship them around San Bernardino, and for now we're probably going to drive them. We're going to need quite a bit of expansion. How many? We could add a rail line right away, which oh my god. I don't know if you guys notice what problem I'm seeing here. But the airport I put right after our train station. So we'll deal with that a little later. For now, I think we're just going to drive it to Pueblo. We have enough money, we can easily afford the cars. So yeah, we're gonna get started on that right away, and then we'll kind of fix the logistics kind of as we go. So let's get a truck station right outside of this sawmill. We'll go max. We don't really have to worry about the money as much. And let's get an updated road. So we know we're gonna use 60 kilometer per hour 60 kilometers per hour cars now. So even as we go, let's go ahead and upgrade collision. We can't do that. Can we do 50? So we can do 50 over here, so we'll do that. I mean, you just have to find what works. And all right, now that we have that, we can go ahead and get our truck depot over here. Our drop off. I think what we're going to do is, I'm not sure we're going to do a drop-off. I think we're going to make a massive, way too big, drop-off here. And then for now, we might get rid of, like I said, we might get rid of these roads later. But for now, we are going to bring that in. I think we're going to edit this road. We need to get the sawmill down here to the actual tools, and this will actually start growing San Bernardino as well, which is good because we want to get this city online before we even get started here. So for now, we're not going to ship them by train. I think we're going to ship them by car. It's not too far, but once we get it online, once we get San Bernardino's train station online, we might change that. But for now, we're not going to do that. So get a line here. We'll get log to the sawmill. Pueblo log 1 to sawmill, and then new line. Pueblo log 2, the sawmill, then a new line from Pueblo sawmill to tools. Pueblo sawmill to tools. And then let's go ahead and get a San Bernardino route in right away. So where are the tools? Tools need to go right here, but we're just gonna make a drop off over here because we're gonna try to get the machine parts into the line, and once we do that, we'll set up their train. And let's just make sure terminals. Did I? Oh, gotta set up the line. So it was San Bernardino. San Bernardino town route. So we only have a few more towns actually on this half of the map, which is pretty cool. So we are pretty far along on connecting all our towns. But the one thing I want to make sure that we're doing is we need to start. So right now, most of our towns are on, they're only on 2 products out of the 4. Sunnyvale's getting 3, so but we need to work on goods, which we'll get to soon. Which I think is going to be a little bit more complicated. I was kind of taking a look at where all the initial chains are, and I think we're going to end up having to like ship steel out of Pueblo, and then maybe the chemical plant, and then bring it all the way up to around Provo. So we're not going to touch that yet. That'll probably be next episode. But let's get some cars on this line. We'll put a car depot, and let's take a look at some of our new vehicles. I know I put 2 there. Let's see what we got here. So we are all cargo, 3 times loading speed, 60 kilometers per hour. That is awesome. 1943, we're still in the bad years, if you know what I mean. But those will soon be over. America, and you know, all the other countries that did well, did great as well. But let's get some trucks on these lines, and all the vehicles are starting to be a little bit more expensive. So even though we have a lot of money, it is expensive for all the new products. So we need to, that's why we need to make sure after we do this, we're gonna do some upgrading to make sure that all of our lines are as profitable as they can be. Because although it seems we're doing great, we could easily fall behind. We're gonna do 20 from the sawmill because it's a longer distance, and then once we upgrade and come back, we'll see actually how those vehicles are doing, and then we probably only need about 5 for the town route, which is, to be honest, probably overkill at this point. But yeah, so we have this set up. We have the tools coming in. Oh, we need one more. We need in Bernardino to Pueblo. So tools to Pueblo train station. And this is great too, because our Pueblo trains will not be deadheading anymore. And I think we need to add a second train anyway. But they'll at least be able to bring more products into our line. But we'll have to take a look around to see who needs them and see what trains need to be upgraded to actually be able to process those. So let's go ahead and get, it's a longer distance, so we're gonna go 15 for that as well. For San Bernardino, nope. What did we just call it? Tool, I think we called it Tools to Pueblo train station. So I bet you all of these, of course, we'll do Terminal 1, Terminal 2, and Terminal 3. So now they're all at least on different terminals. This is getting kicked off, and that is fantastic. So let's make sure before we head out here that our streets are upgraded to the highest we can kind of have them. Can't do that. Can we do this? Okay, we can't upgrade those. Can we upgrade this one? No. Okay. And they will be coming in here. I'm going to stay away from upgrading the cities for now, because we'll need to. It is, oh, there's something that we need to do. So one of the big things that's going on in all of our cities is they have poor emissions because our vehicles are old and they are causing horrible emissions. Take a look at our balance here. Passenger Wichita to Sunnyvale is losing so much money. I wouldn't have expected that. Reeds, no one wants to come to Wichita. Do people... We will have to keep an eye on that. That is something I was not expecting, was to have no passengers from Wichita to Sunnyvale. we'll let that go for now, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And then now we want to go to our vehicle manager, which is manage vehicle. We're going to hit all, grab all of our vehicles, and then we are going to run them on a very high maintenance and see how much that crushes our profit. Because, I mean, we're up to 940 people, but that could be even higher if we weren't very poor in the emissions. So this is definitely going to take a hit to a lot of our profit. But in the long run, it'll be more beneficial because the cities will grow. You can already start to see they're heading down, and it's very expensive. How's our planes? Yes, we have too many planes now. We can drop that. We spoke about that in the last episode. Once we got that train line online, it's not as necessary for so many planes. Whoa. Another train. Oh, look at that. The 4884 big boy. I like that. What am I doing? Oh, am I upgrading? I'm not selling. Here we go. So sell that. That should help profit a little bit better there. You see, not as many people are waiting on the airport because we have the passenger train set up. So people are just going to take that instead. Okay, so now we need to go where all of our production chains are. Our bricks, actually doing really good for only being on a single mine. But anyway, we want to upgrade this road as high as we can. And see how they're like red? The cities, the better the roads are, the happier the people are. So in theory, you want them all upgraded to as high as you can have them. But we're going to be going through and upgrading our vehicles here. So what do you carry? You're carrying stone, so we can replace all of you. And then what is that line operating on? Now this is where we want to take a look at what our rate is. 1,000. That is well over overkill. So that is not optimized whatsoever. But that is something that we will do down the road. We'll start to increase the machine parts in a minute, but we want to come take a look. And I'm going to assume that this line is also. So you're at 550. You're at 575. We're going to manage the vehicles on this line. We are going to. How much can you produce? 400. So yeah, we're already at overkill on vehicles, and we're about to upgrade them to even better. So we're going to sell 7 of those vehicles. We're going to upgrade the rest of you. Beautiful trucks. And then the next thing we have to do is keep these road upgrades coming. That's going to have them zooming. We'll upgrade this one. Beautiful. Keep these road upgrades coming. Oh yeah, so everyone's going to be zooming over here. Let's manage the vehicles here. Let's take a look at their rate. 423, so they're actually pretty optimized. 33 vehicles, but we're actually going to increase it here. It's probably unnecessary. We probably could have left it. I mean, there's a debate where you could just leave it, I guess, if they're already at the max of their production. And then we have one more here. Yeah, we need more vehicles. We're going to upgrade you. And then we want another set of vehicles from you, because you are not operating anywhere near where you should be. And that is our bakery. And then from there, the bakery. I want to upgrade all of these roads coming in, and this will help us with the city. I don't really want to remove the buildings. Oh, I'm upgrading the wrong. We want this road. Oh, we can't. Okay. We can over here. Gotta keep an eye on that. And then we have so much food that's not getting into town. 170. I mean, yeah, we can upgrade this. We're gonna do all cargo, right? So no specific baked goods. 2 million, and then we're gonna double that. We're gonna get more into Murrieta here. Passengers looking nice. We're moving, keep on moving on. Let's see. I want to do the bigger roads if we can. The little one. Where can I trade that? Trade this. I could delete the roads and work on. I mean, there's definitely this line management probably needs to change too. I'm gonna assume by them being in a line there that they are just absolutely just stuck. Take a look. Take a look at this line and see. So their rate is 415, but I think this can operate at 800. It can. We're not even fulfilling it, so let's change these to a faster loading truck and a faster truck. This should make that better. So the rate 405, so we're still not over here doing the same thing. We're losing a lot of money. Take all of these. Yeah, this is $6 million a go here now. And then we need Murrieta Oil Refinery 2, 3. They should be cruising now. So is that everything that we need from over here? We got to update some roads. And this is going to make everything more efficient. Why can't we upgrade this road? What? Did that truck stop? We do that. We can't do any further. Yet again, I could delete these roads, and I probably will have to in the future. But don't want to do it now. Alright, let's see these guys. I mean, it looks like they're waiting to fill up, so I'm not sure that we need to kind of go ahead on that right now. And see, this is where, that's what I was talking about. So it's good -10, and that's the roads. So that's like congestion and traffic, and then so can the roads be good enough to get more people out of the way, essentially. So I think we got new buses. So as I walk around here, yeah, make sure our buses are updated. This is really important for our expansion. We want to limit the amount of people on the roads that we can, which is why we have passenger trains. That area updated, but not these roads. We'll make, because we're spending all this money on cars, and that can go fast. They can, you know, zoom. But if we don't upgrade what they're actually driving on, then it's all worthless. You can't do that, so we'll have to slow down right about there. But in theory, you would want to update these roads too, now that people are driving on them. I mean, there's, look how much traffic we're getting here. Just all these people. This one, can't do that one. Wonder what the collision, how can there be a collision? Is it... We're definitely... It's annoying, I'm upgrading the roads to Sunnyvale, but I don't want these people even taking this road. But if they're gonna take it, I want them to be faster. And then let's see how Sunnyvale, so traffic's starting to get a little busy in here as well. Let's make sure our buses are updated. I don't want anyone stuck at any of these stations. But yeah, as we get farther into the game, people will spend a lot more time driving on their own, which is 100% why you want to make sure that your passenger rail lines and whatnot are effective, so you can take as many people off of these roads, because they'll slow down our own trucks. They could, or at least they potentially could. But we don't want any of that. This is such a funny. We still have. Is that our original bus line? It is. Oh, I love it. We're gonna keep it. We won't. Actually, we can't. just because of what I just said, because those will 100% slow down the traffic on all our roads. So these are all the things you have to be really conscious of as you expand later into the game. And so now this is Pueblo, and let's see how we're doing here. We have quite a bit of tools being produced, quite a bit, and we have tools on the town route. Great. Now we are going to need, are we getting any tools over here yet? Let's see. No, so you're not bringing any tools because you're going Sunnyvale. And so for example, Murrieta wants tools. Who else wants tools? Anyone? Murrieta. So just Murrieta. So we're going to make a change here. So we've only been shipping oil out of here. We haven't actually been shipping anything else in. So, you know what, let's... 15 buildings will be removed. I think it's still more beneficial to remove the buildings. I could be wrong. That's a 30-kilometer street. What happened? We didn't do that. They're fine. $1.3. Ooh, we are wasting a lot of money. Oh, so our planes are actually profitable again. That's great. Let's take a look at our trains. Okay. So Wichita, oh my god, that passenger train line. No one is taking the train from Wichita to Sunnyvale. 0 people. I wonder why that is. We have 1 person waiting. But we're going to have to adjust that train. I mean, if no one's taking it, is anyone waiting to go to Wichita? No, no one's waiting. All right, so we're going to adjust that train down. We're going to come in here. I still want it running, just in case they change their mind. But we are paying way too much maintenance on that vehicle for no one to actually take it. So we're going to leave that there. And then... Okay, so the next thing we need to do is right now, Pueblo and San Bernardino are the only ones kind of getting the tools. But we could easily get these all the way up to Murrieta. So we're going to do that real fast. We're going to add a second train. No, we'll pause on that because first we need to, all we need to do is upgrade our trains over here. But one thing we haven't done is, like I was saying earlier before I got kind of all turned around, was we've only been shipping oil out of here. We haven't actually been shipping anything in from other places, and that is about to change. We are going to take this and connect this to the rail station. Let's make sure our cargo, another thing we might have to do is adjust where our cargo is getting dropped off. Because as the city expands, the cargo might not cover everywhere it needs to. But that is neither here nor there. I think what I'm going to do, this is for both. And this is Murrieta fuel to town. I'm going to manage this vehicles, and I'm going to switch these to line 1. Is that the right line? I need to adjust this. Try this again. Line 2, manage line, and then this is going to be our new route that we use. Add a station. And then this is now going to, so now we're going to have a strict Murrieta town route. Then we'll come back over here, manage vehicles, put all of these vehicles on the town route, and we will delete this. Fuel to town, manage here. There shouldn't be any vehicles on it anyway, so manage line, we can go ahead and delete that. And now the fuel, since this is connected to both this and the train, this should trigger these, which we have to come in here, and we're gonna need a way to get tools. We need these. We need box cars. And then that will allow us to actually get tools into Sunnyvale and then shipped up to Murrieta. We need to find... I guess I could have just hit manage vehicles, which would have saved me time, but we didn't. So upgrade, get a couple box cars, perfect. And this should trigger now tools being shipped in. They should start sitting at the train in Pueblo. If Pueblo to Sunnyvale, let's double check. Yes, but yes, okay, because they're bringing trucks in, so I do want a couple additional box cars, and I'm probably gonna have to get another train on this line. But what's gonna happen is we have tools from San Bernardino. See, they're already being allocated to the train station. They'll come over here, and then they'll be shipped to Sunnyvale, which then they'll be taken all the way to Murrieta and then taken downtown. And that will make that so much better for us in the long run. And did I ever upgrade these cars? I did not. Go to cargo. Oh, they're like, what are they on? They're on the Ford box truck. But are you telling me as soon as I started all this upgrading, we got brand new stuff? What's the difference? 60 kilometers, 3 times loading speed. Manufactured during the Second World War and later used in the civil service. Very cool. But, oh, 14, so they do have a little bit bigger of capacity. That's what can happen in this game, you know. We just spent the last 20 minutes updating all that, and then just for that to happen. But it's okay. It's not a huge deal at the moment, so we're not going to really worry about it too much. And then now we've got more products into Sunnyvale, which we don't know if Gresham's going to want them yet, but they're already set up for that, and so should Wichita. And then now we have 3 products coming in here, so Pueblo might actually become our 3rd biggest town very quickly. And let's see how these logs and sawmills and whatnot, let's see how those lines are doing. Let's take a look. Ooh, that's a lot of negative lines. Let's take a look. Manage vehicles, so we have too many on the Wichita route. What else we got? Take a look. Pueblo town route, that's fine. Can't really do anything. Tools to the train station. So there's just not enough tools being shipped yet, but that'll change. I think that will come down. Murrieta town route, we just set that one up, so that should be fine. Murrieta grain to bakery 1. The rate is 1,264. Wow. That is why. That is way too much. We know that those grains can only operate at 400. Right? Am I correct there? Yeah, they can only operate at 400, so that is just a complete waste of money. And that is something we really need to watch. Bus line, the Murrieta, rate 400. I mean, we're not even full, so it's the same thing. So we did a bunch of upgrading on a lot of these vehicles. Sell some of that. What else we got? Anything else that we can kind of update? Sunnyvale, town route, same thing. Let's take a look at that one. We're at 135 out of 304 with a rate of 518. So yeah, that's, again, too many vehicles. Which is just going to have more vehicles in the town and make them more upset. So hopefully our maintenance is going well, right? Let's see, let's go all. Yeah, so our condition of our vehicles is good, very good, and it should stay that way now. So I'm very happy with that. Passenger, so it's losing less money. That's good. These trains will make money when they go the one way. Yeah, okay. So we are completely optimized like we were attempting to do. And we will have to check back in to see how all of that is doing in a little bit. I mean, we're already... What's the rate coming out? Coming out with this. San Bernardino, let's do tools to Pueblo. We're just not getting enough tools over to the trains. Sawmill's bumping up. We already have the logs bumped up to 800. Might need to check back in on that a little bit because I need to make sure that we get enough. I mean, this is the shipment, so we need to get those tools actually delivered, or we're not going to get that upgraded anytime soon. We're definitely getting. Pueblo will start wanting more. San Bernardino. I mean, San Bernardino's already at 492. We're still missing food and gear. Ah, food. Okay. So we'll have to get to that too. So there's so much going on now. So the further you go, you can get easily distracted. And the next major thing I would like to do is get Chattanooga online. So we have been just making machine parts over here. I mean, how many vehicles ago was this? Just by themselves for the longest time. So we're going to replace those. We need to upgrade some roads first, because we have a supply chain of 1 logs coming into the sawmill. We'll probably have to add an additional once we get them kind of hooked up over here. And then we have these mines. Bring to the steel to then bring to the machine parts. So we need all of this updated. Can any of this be upgraded to faster? Yes. This, can't do that one. Do that one. These are just the little things you kind of have to keep an eye on. Because every moment of this is important. How fast these are all going is super important. I mean, this is 3. Yeah, we need more. Let's see. Here, so because they're bringing coal, so we're going to replace them. That should up that. They were bringing copper. Was that what I just upgraded? Copper. Did we upgrade? We need to upgrade the coal. And then we need... Who's bringing steel? You're bringing steel. We're gonna upgrade to... Who can carry steel? You can. Replace that. Your sawmill to machine. We need to upgrade our vehicles to the sawmill. So who can carry? You can carry logs, so we'll do that. And now this whole chain just got a little bit faster. I don't want to go too crazy, like I said, because this could easily get out of hand before we get going here. So we haven't upgraded any of this, so it's really not going to be prepared for what we're about to do. But once we get it connected to the main Sunnyvale line, it will definitely be ready. We'll definitely start increasing. So now the important thing is, where do we put this train? I think for our purposes, I'm going to put it on this side, have it run straight through here. That shouldn't interrupt too much traffic. And then I think I just connect it right into here. And then let it take any alternate platform that's available. Because now that we took the passengers off that line, there are less trucks and trains. The unfortunate thing is I should have really been kind of pushing for more of this growth, because I don't know what the third item I will need is, so that would have been pretty important to be aware of. But it's okay, one step at a time. And so I don't want Planetor on the ship. Over there. Put small depot right there that will easily connect to the train. And no, we don't want a passenger. We want a cargo. And this is going to be a terminus, right? You're not going anywhere else. Yeah, no. So we'll get a cargo with 2 tracks. At this point, we're just going to be doing the longest kind of trains that we can. And then I think to make my life easier, I'm just going to come down here. We're not using this mine, but we might. Should have paused. And I'm going to reroute. We're not currently using it. We can use it in a minute. But we're going to reroute this line, this road here, to affect my train lines less. I'm going to run them through the side there. And then let's get some track laid. Okay, so we're going to run straight through here. Wow. That need to be? Do this a little section by section, because I don't want to spend that much. And we keep coming here, and then we should be able to just... So here's a question. Stop that. I'm going to need to get this in on an angle, because I think this is going to be some kind of ridiculous... I now need a track coming out. And then coming in. Right? Because we're going to need that. We're going to need that train to get home somehow. Stop here. And then, okay, so now we already know we're going to definitely need. We're going to have to adjust this. I can already see a clear issue. But first thing we'll do is grab the second track and bring it down there. That's not good. What do you mean it can't be built? How can this not be built? We have the track. There we go. Keep running. Alright, so this is where our adjustment needs to go. We want to delete this track here, because we want our rail line, we want this one to connect here, and then this one on. Boom. All right, so now they'll be on 2 different tracks, and then we'll just need an adjustment down by the actual city to get back over to the other side. Okay, so a couple signals. And then some, well, I think I put the signal in over there already. We put the signal when we merge onto this final track coming in. And then we have a signal right before we come across. And you're fine over there. Okay, that's perfect. And then now we want to set a new line with the add a station. Add a station down here in Chattanooga to Sunnyvale. That means we have a break in our line somewhere because they can't get to each other. They're not. I didn't click on the bus station, did I? Okay, so let's go back. So we have Chattanooga to Sunnyvale. And then, so for Chattanooga, we're going to start on track 2. That is fine. And then we need to come over here and say, you can go into 2, but you can also take 1 or 3. And then there's one more thing we need to do. One, I didn't name it, so that would kill me later on. No, that's fine. It takes the other way around. Does it go that way the whole time? It does. Okay, so that's not right. Do I have to? I have to put a. So you go from here, and then you take that. We don't want that. Let's put a waypoint here. Just so from Chattanooga, add a station. A waypoint. Oh, that's why. Okay, so there is a break somewhere that we need to find. Where are you? I mean, it had to be where it said it wasn't gonna go any further, right? It had to be. I'm looking, I'm searching. I don't see you. Don't see you yet. Connected. I'm just looking for that little, oh, right here at the end. It didn't connect to the track. So we are going to tracks. We need to make sure the signal before you get on there. All right, now we are set up nicely. We don't have the money for the train, so we're gonna let it play. But very shortly, we will finally have machine parts looped into production, which means we will need a line from that steel from the actual machine parts to our train station. So this is Chattanooga machine parts to train depot, which is awesome. I mean, the fact that we're actually getting more hooked up into our, I mean, we got tools hooked up now, right? Because Myriad getting look at that, Myriad is getting tools. They're starting to skyrocket, and our production here will start to increase as we go. I mean, we have so many machines to town. Our capacity is really not enough to bring those in, but it's okay. Let's take a look at what train we need. So, as usual, we will need a beautiful, one of a kind train depot. What we need. You know we need it. I know we need it. The favorite building that we have. Put a signal in. Then let's take a look at what we can buy. So we know we're brewing machine parts, but sooner, and I think those are under the same thing. Our cargo really hasn't updated in a long time. So it looks like everything that we would need to bring in right now is in a boxcar. Kind of we got a nice diesel locomotive, and here's our big boy. You go up to 130 with 4,500 kilowatts. So this is a big train. Wow, that is huge. 17 million. So we're still gonna have to sit for some cash. So I'll check back in when we get the train on the tracks and show you what we've done. Okay, we're back. So I just bought this beautiful beauty big boy with a really big capacity, because those machine parts are going to really be shipped around. And it can carry 156. It's very expensive, and we expanded pretty quickly here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on our profit, because everything is getting a lot more expensive, which means I have rail lines now. I really need to focus on trying not to deadhead. I need to evaluate what other things I can start shipping back and forth. So if we're going to Sunnyvale, for example, all the way from, you know, from Wichita or like Henderson, can I bring something with me to at least make it a little worth it, right? Like, can I get some of this oil at least refined, bring it into Sunnyvale, and then shipped out to Murrieta? Literally anything to make those lines a little bit more valuable. So next episode we'll take a look at that, kind of analyzing our current routes and how they're doing. But for now, I need to rename this line. Manage line. This is train Chattanooga to Sunnyvale. And then let's quickly take a look at see who needs machine parts. So Murrieta needs machine parts, which they'll be able to take because both their trains have capacity for that. Who else? Not Sunnyvale. Wichita does. Which now, see, this is what I'm talking about. Now Wichita won't be deadheading as much because they'll start to bring more products back with them. And then Gresham doesn't. Anyone else? So Pueblo will pick up some more machine parts. Henderson's just on fuel and food at the moment. But yeah, so we're gonna have to really make sure that this starts expanding. Did I make you wait? I didn't. So that's gonna be very expensive. Because now I'm looking at how profitable everything is, especially since we increased the maintenance. I think for our purposes, I think I went a little too early on all of that, so we're gonna lower it to high. We'll do a lot of maintenance so they don't go bad, but we're still at least gonna be doing something. I mean, we are just zooming over here in Sunnyvale. And then the last thing we need to get in for now is goods, and then from there optimizing all of our supply chains over here before we start to get over to the other side of the map, because I've taken a look over there. I'll be honest, it's not great. I mean, if we look out here in Burbank, I mean, we can make a little bit from the sawmill and maybe some refinery, but there's no real great supply chain. Some steel, but there's no plastics in the area. So once we go out to the right, we are really gonna have to figure out a useful way to get products in and out of over there, and that might require some cargo planes. You know, we're at that point where we might have to, like, if we have example for like a small area over here that's good to make steel, maybe we can cargo plane that into somewhere else. So we'll have to analyze all of that, but that'll be for next episode. For this episode, how are we starting to set up some things? Do we, you know what we don't have? I don't think we have any vehicles. Need 15. That is so overkill. I'm gonna delete some of them. But for our machine parts, where are you? I called it machine. What did I call it? I know I set up a line over here. What do we have? Chattanooga machine parts to train. So I called it Chattanooga. Okay. Chattanooga machine parts to train depot, because it's not slotting any for them. We are immediately. No, we're gonna leave it for now. It's probably overkill. But yeah, so we got some of our roads updated. We've added 2 new products to our entire supply chain, and our towns are growing so fast that we really need to keep an eye on everything. I mean, Sunnyvale to Pueblo is. I wonder why no one wants to travel to Wichita. That's so odd. This is connected to the bus line. And the bus line covers all the neighborhoods. I guess the people in Wichita don't want to go anywhere. That's so funny. Because I don't think they're connected to drive anywhere. Oh, that's why. Okay. So Wichita Falls has 0 destinations, and they haven't been connected by road anywhere. So I think that's what's affecting it. Because if towns are connected by road, for example, let's say San Bernardino and Pueblo, people will drive, right? So you'll see right here, they'll drive themselves, and then that will help with destinations and personal travel. But if they're not, they won't. So they won't be really doing much at all. So I'm hoping that changes. I mean, I could maybe make a path from Hendersonville to Wichita. Make a little. Maybe I'll do that. All right, we'll take a look at that in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Yet again, if you guys ever have any suggestions, let me know. I would be more than happy to put them in. All right, guys. See you soon.